Good morning, students. Today we'll start with the new chapter, second chapter, which is methods of inquiry in psychology. We covered what is psychology. We covered psychology as a discipline of social science. We covered psychology as a natural science. We covered psychology as a science in the first chapter. Then we covered the basic dimensions or where the psychologists they work. I hope you all understood what was it. Now, in first chapter, we basically studied what is psychology. We started with what is psychology, which included psychology is a study of human behavior, mental processes, and experiences. Now, second chapter talks about methods of inquiry in psychology. The title of the chapter means that if I want to study someone's behavior, if I want to study someone's experiences or mental processes, which is the definition of the behavior, what are the methods, how I gonna study different behavioral aspects, how would I study the behavior of for example 100 people. So what are the different methods that I'll be employing while studying the human behavior? Now, when we talk about methods of inquiry in psychology, first there are four basically dimensions which are given otherwise in otherwise in psychology. The first is that you describe the behavior, what the behavior is, what kind of behavior a person is. For example, if you meet someone for the very first time, you might see that a person is very aggressive. He doesn't know how to talk with others. He don't have respect. The second time when you see the person, you might ignore before you say hi to him, because you know that the person is very aggressive. He doesn't know how to talk to others. So you're gonna ignore him, and you're gonna describe that particular individual as being very aggressive, doesn't know how to respect others. So the first thing that we talk in in behavior is we describe the behavior. On the basis of how we describe the behavior, we predict the behavior. As I just said, that the second time when you meet that particular person, you'll ignore him on the basis of how his behavior was when you met him for the first time. So we predict behavior, we start predicting things. Just say for example, it happens if you score good in exams. Next time again, you would work hard to get good marks, because you get reinforcement. You आपको शाबाशी मिलती है हर एक से, from your parents, from your teachers, from your classmates, everyone. So and the next time again, when you get good marks, you go to home, you tell your parents that this is how much you scored, this is the position that you had in your class. So what happens is, you expect out of it. So that expectation is because you start predicting it. The third is explaining behavior. Why did you got good marks? आपने ऐसा क्या किया था? How much hours of study did you put in? How did you do the revision? How did you make the notes? And then you change the behavior. These are four particular important things. Now, the scientific inquiry, uh, uh, scientific, as I said, when we talk about methods of inquiry in psychology, we talk about the scientific methods. The methods that we'll be talking about in studying human behavior is, they are scientific in nature. Scientific in nature means that आप ऐसे ही नहीं किसी का बिहेवियर प्रिडिक्ट करोगे, आप ऐसे ही नहीं किसी का बिहेवियर डिस्क्राइब करोगे. You would describe the behavior, sorry, you would describe the behavior, by analyzing it, by interpreting it, using the scientific procedures, using the scientific methods. Now, the four goals of scientific inquiry is description, as we just discussed. These are the points. What happened, what happened actually with the behavior? Why did that behavior It was aggressive, why the behavior was aggressive. If the behavior was soft, why the behavior was soft. You just describe the behavior. On the basis of the description, we start predicting when it happens, how did it happen, next is causal control. Why was that behavior aggressive? What was the reason of it? What was the cause of it? So that it can be controlled. Okay. And the last is the explanation. Now, whatever we predicted in these two slides, one slide and second slide, these are in journal. That's not related to your NCRT thing. It's not given in the NCRT thing, but I thought of giving it look to towards it, because you try to understand what are we talking about. Now, goals of psychological inquiry is what is the first page of your second chapter, which I'll send you the PDF with this video as well. The first thing in second chapter talks about the goals of psychological inquiry. Now, when I say psychological inquiry, for example, I want to study a person who has scored 100 after 100. I want to study that particular person. What is the reason? Why did he score so much? So that others can be encouraged as well. So goals of psychological inquiry, that is just an example that I've given. Goals of psychological inquiry consist of 5 different components. The first is description. We have just talked about it. I'll explain it again. Description, prediction, explanation, then control and application. Today I'll talk about first two components, which is description and prediction. Now, what are those? The goals of psychological inquiry, the first is the description. It describes a behavior or phenomena as accurately as possible. Now, for example, if I go to the market and I want to buy a new car, the first thing that the person over there in the showroom would ask me, okay, what kind of car are you looking for, which how much cc are you looking for, are you looking for open roof, or are you looking hatchback, what kind of car are you looking for? So I'll tell him, this is what I'm looking for, this is what the car should have. So what is happening over here? When I'm saying that this is what the car should have, I'm trying to describe what I'm looking for in a car. So the first thing in when you are trying to study the human behavior, the first thing, the goal of psychological inquiry, the first is the description, where you describe a behavior or phenomena as accurately as possible. We need to describe, हम जितना सच बोले, हम जितना we describe a behavior in the best possible form, in the best accurate form. It distinguish one particular behavior from other behavior. Obviously, if I am there and I have one friend with me, my behavior would be different from his behavior. We won't be same in a behavior. There can be some traits, there can be some things which are similar in us, but at the end of the day, we would be different people altogether. So when I say I'll be different from him, we distinguish each other. Now, the example of description would be, for example, I want to study the study habits of the students, which includes attending classes regularly, studying as per set schedule, revising work on the daily basis, and the scores of the students that they get in their exams. Now, if I want to study class 11th humanities, I want to study each of one's study habits. How do they study? उनकी habits कैसी हैं? How much? So when I was trying to study the study habits of the class 11th humanities, I would study what is the attendance of the students. Are they attending the classes regularly? How much do they study? In a day? do they revise their work, whatever is done in the class, and how much do they score if there is a test in the class. So I'm just describing by understanding these four things, which is attending classes, studying, revising work, and scoring. On the basis of this, I'll describe the class 11th humanities students. Understood? Now, after description, the second part is prediction. Now, prediction is done when we describe the behavior. Okay. Now, for example, um, in description, I am studying the study habits of class 11th humanities students. I would say the more the number of hours you put in study, the more you will score. So what is happening here? More the hours of study will have more marks of the students. So what I'm doing over here is I'm predicting the scores of the individuals on the basis of how much do they study, how many hours do they study. The more hours they study, the more is the possibility that they will get good marks. So the second component of goal of psychological inquiry is prediction, forecasting that under certain conditions, this particular behavior may occur within a certain margin of error. If I'm studying 20, I'm out of 24 hours. If I'm studying 16 hours, there's a possibility that I will get good marks. So that is forecasting, that is prediction, predicting my own particular behavior. But for example, if I say, okay, I want to know how many students, the example can be, if I want to know how many hours does all the students of class 11th humanities put in during their exam times. If all the students on an average studies 15 hours, I would predict that, okay, if they are studying for 15 hours in a day, they might get good marks because they are putting so much of effort, they are doing so much of hard work. On the basis of that, I might predict that they may score good. Please understand, I'm saying they may score good because I'm predicting. Okay, if they score good, my prediction would be proved as right. If they don't, my prediction would be wrong. So my prediction, that is something different. So prediction is when I am forecasting something on the basis of the description. The second is the prediction. For example, predicting a relationship between amount of study time and scoring good. If the numbers of the hours are high, it will result in higher marks, which means there is a positive relationship between the hours of studies that I'm putting in and the amount number of marks that I'm getting. Okay, so there would be a positive relationship is what? Sambandh, relation between one variable with the other variable. So if I am putting up good hours of study every day, my possibility of getting good marks becomes higher, which means if my hours are up, they are high, for example 16 hours in a day, I'll score good, for example 90 out of 100. So my what I'm doing over here is I'm predicting what kind of relationship will these two variables, the first variable is the number of hours that I put, and the second variable is the scores that I get. Okay, students, hope you cleared, hope you understood this particular thing. The next slide I'll be talking about, not next slide, when I give the next lecture, I'll talk about the other three goals of psychological inquiry. Please go through these two in your book. I'll send you the PDF along with the video as well, so that you can read it through your mobile or laptops. Okay, thank you, bache. God bless you all.